Washington Post congressional reporter Kelsey Snell joins us now to talk through all of this. Kelsey, I don't know if you heard the Pence rally just now, but the key takeaway seemed to have been, I stand with Donald Trump and I'm proud to stand with Donald Trump. Do we have a reunified ticket here, and how important is that for the Republicans?
Well, there may be a reunified ticket, but it doesn't seem like there's so much unity going down the ballot. What we're hearing out here in Washington is that there are a lot of very nervous Republicans running for re-election in the House and in the Senate, feeling like they aren't totally sure where they stand with their party's nominee. And, you know, I had one person describe it to me as a mini civil war.
Wow. And Paul Ryan focusing now on maintaining a Republican majority in the House. This is what you cover. Was that majority in genuine peril prior to this refocusing of energy? You know,
it's been hard to say for some time. Even House Democratic leaders were saying right before that they left for their recess to go out and campaign for the month of October, they were saying that they thought, you know, Democrats could pick up around 20 seats. Well, they would need 30 seats to regain the majority. Now, it's looking more and more like that 30 seats might be achievable, though I will say Republicans keep insisting that there's a possibility that voters out there will say, you know, I don't see my congressman, my Republican congressman, as being the same type of Republican as Donald Trump. So they hope that even those people who dislike Trump may show up and vote for, say, a more moderate member like Bob Dole in the suburbs of Chicago.
With Donald Trump's performance in last night's debate, do you believe he has stopped the exodus, the rush for the exit that some Republicans in the House have made following the release of that tape on Friday?
You know, I'm not sure that the debate performance is what necessarily stopped that. I think that there was an immediate rush during the day on Saturday of people who were most prone to running away. And, you know, those other people who were holding out hope that he wouldn't continue to crater are happy to just kind of stay and wait it out. I think that he didn't do himself any huge favors, but he didn't, you know, create another tragedy.
You know, Kelsey, just one more question before I let you go. Paul Ryan, you mentioned he's now going to campaign for the Republican majority in the House, but perhaps that majority wasn't really at stake, looked like they were going to keep it anyway. Is that suggest that Ryan is really trying to save his own political reputation, perhaps ahead of 2020 or beyond?
Well, you know, that's always the rumor with Paul Ryan, is we often wait around to see what his next step is. He's always been talked about as a person who is, you know, a likely rising star to run for president again. You know, he was the vice presidential nominee the last time around. You know, I think he's also very focused right now, as much as he may be thinking about presidential. He's focused on appeasing his members if they do keep the majority, so that they'll vote for him again to be speaker in January. And that is a much more immediate political consequence that he probably has at the back of his mind.
All right, Kelsey Snell, The Washington Post, thank you very much.
Thanks.